Somehow, this whole thing just fills me with glee. I am not right. Don't repeat my poor tactic, though I have to admit it's worth it if you have the balls to enact it. For my military, maybe military guys in here? Anybody served in the United States military? I see a few of you. You know, right now, it's kind of cool if you're in the military right now, you got a lot of love and support. You know, back in the 60s when guys were coming back from the NAM, they were getting a lot of grief, they're getting spit on. It's kind of the cops' turn right now, we're getting a lot of grief, getting spit on. Our military has been elevated, I'm glad. But they just can't put us both in the good zone, though. I just wish the community could put us both in the good zone, because we truly are the protectors of the freedoms that we share, both groups. But this is what a lot of our soldiers go through. Poor soldier. Don't just stand there, mouth hanging open and spittle depending like an unbroken chain of events that led you down some roughneck path where you were stabbed repeatedly. Wait, where is the war now? Back from the blasting overture, the hypervigilance, the raw red death blown about by improvised explosive devices? Once the blade is used, you can never get the stain out. Instead, you wander through a liquor parade, always searching for the next fight, battle, war. Let me wipe the carbon stains from your wind-blown cheeks. Let me anoint you in this unsteady peace that stands on this shore so far from the battlefield, so far from the grand desert, so far from the murder and murderers who mixed with the misunderstood and the righteous. Poor soldier, shaken aspen in the non-wind of normal. I see you and I know the scars are the desire of most young men who since the first uprights walked out of their caves have lusted for the bloodshed of other men, who feel no different in the DNA. Stand here with me and breathe for a minute. Take in the air smoky from passing automobiles and the comforting reek of civilization. You're back from the edge. You don't have to die every day here, just the once. Far from this ticking moment in time, not clutching an unspent grenade or feeling the caress of a rifle butt welded to that aforementioned raw cheekbone. Instead, die in some pretty safe place with some pretty loved ones bouncing concern off you instead of fists. Poor soldier. Enlisted up because you were poor and courageous, just like the ones across the world who wield their violence for their reasons, which aren't our reasons, but are reasons nonetheless. And if war is some way of keeping populations under control, I won't believe it. I don't know, it seems that no matter how civilized and proper and right we are, in the end, every time, somebody somewhere is gonna pay. Pay with blood. And their guts spilling out in some spreading gore. It has to be part of what is natural, because it's as constant as death and birth, this need to conquer, fight, offend, defend, protect, secure, clear, cleanse, obliterate, only to rebuild, to make sure we all have the freedom to spend a few more dollars. Not sure where this path leads. So many who hug the trees and grass and ask why, and why, and why, never felt the rush of just for once standing up for something worth dying or killing for. Is there another way? Time says that Cain killed Abel and the Lord spoketh. Are you your brother's keeper? Poor soldier. Friends and fellow armsmen spilled all over each other as the enemy's weapons found and destroyed them. And now back in the grand city where you need to sit down and watch your manners. I'm not sure where the path leads. I just know that thinking about it hurts my heart. So I put my arms around the poor soldier and hug him tight and wonder if we will ever find the balance to our violence. Not to stop bashing in heads, but I really doubt it. So I choose now to love you until you try to destroy me. Then I will have to set the peace aside. You know what happens next. Love or hate, still marching on. This was written for the, is Aaron, no they're not here, but I think Val's here, right Val? Yeah. I did a poem for you guys.
Let's see a blue rally.
The Blue Rally. This was kind of a response to what I talked about earlier, where families are being hurt by some of the vitriol that we got in the world about the police. And they asked me to write a poem for this event where they had a basically support rally for the police. It was really nice. I don't know if any of you attended it. Besides, I know a couple people that did, but it was up in that Police Memorial Park in the Northwest. We hadn't had a chance to check it out. It's a really beautiful park.
We're doing it again this year.
They're doing it again this year,
January.
which is great. Put your hands together. So I'll tell you, the interesting thing about this poem is that Joe Lombardo, our sheriff, who was running for sheriff at the time, I think, or he just got elected on it, but he said this was his favorite poem of mine he's ever heard. I mean, one other poem, maybe. It was about farting, so that's not too bad. All right. Love or hate, still marching on. We choose this path from the other road, stretching here and there and everywhere, a journey fraught with peril and heavy loads. One might ask why, but there is no way to say exactly the reason to try, except it is a calling and longing, a song within the self, singing like a caged bird, demanding for the door to be opened, for the wind to lift feathered form, adorn the eyes with starlight, and fly amid the ever-present thorns. The way of the warrior, whether knight of old or trench riding cavalry or samurai with a bushido of grass and steel, time has always pushed forth the willing to die for the other. Willing to die for the other. Not a father or brother or sister or mother. We could all stand to die in this defense. No. Willing to die for the life of another. A perfect stranger, well met or not, the difference immaterial to the fact. Who makes this choice? Certainly the insane, the deranged, the unhinged, the fringe. No, it's not. The warrior, willing to send it all heavenward simply because it's the right thing to do or die trying. It's the police. So I ask a simple task. Find me this human, and with looming thread mold them for this simple life. Make them strong as iron, yet flexible as reeds. Smart as a scientist, secure in their creed. Dumb enough to risk it all and never turn from pain. Poor enough to live quite low and never steal from the live or dead. Humble enough for power to never get to head, and always willing to suck it up and roll with every change. Changing laws and changing minds, changing culture, changing times, even roll with changing rhymes. Stand stoic in the spit of the press, acid flung in mild brown eyes. Take fighting bastards into custody without ever losing mind. Stand in blood, stand in bile, stand in everything that's vile. Gaze upon a murdered child and be the rock, solid mile that screaming victims cling unto, pulling out their hair and shattering ears from miles. Stand and deliver service and grace. Who is this? Who? It is the police. No one ever told us it was easy lane. No one ever said there wouldn't be such pain. No one ever tried to steer us from the truth, because no one knows what this is like until they wear the boots. Two guys murdered at lunch because they served. No one ever said, you must endure such horror, but we do. We're the police. You think you get harder and harder as time marches on? That, my friend, is simply wrong. There is nothing softer than the heart of a long-time cop, who, in spite of the hate, the irate create in a never-ending litany of half-facts and tainted lies, keep marching on. At the end of a minute where someone tried to fillet your heart, or the end of an hour where you stood knee-deep in some tragedy, or the end of a shift when you put it in your locker and drove home to loved ones who try so hard to understand, and you bite it back and chew it and swallow it and know the acid in your stomach will never be strong enough to dissolve it. So your quest is to carry it ever forward, watching the 11 o'clock news peppered with opinions of armchair quarterbacks and critics and judges who really don't have a clue. It's true. so true. And the beauty of all this I say to you is so simple. And yes, indeed, it's blue. You are me. I am you. I'm willing. I'm true. I will die for each of you. Or live. The choice is up to you. Regardless, I will serve and serve until I cannot give this due. Our path, our choice, our belief. And in the end, when it all comes down to the choices of both foe and friend, we know that we were on that which all could depend to be the light in darkest night. Police. And I mean this without looking at this page. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for believing me. Thank you for not judging me. Thank you for letting me protect you. I will do it all because that's what I choose. But your love makes it so much more worthy, and it gives me so much more to lose. Thank you for loving us, we police. This is my son Jake, who's 11 or 12. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make him younger. You know, that's one thing parents do. Try to make them fast. I read a bunch of poems in last night. I read 5 poems. These are my brand newest poems, and he picked this one as his favorite. So I really think it's interesting that he picked it as his favorite. I'm not really sure why he did, but I find it interesting to read it. So it's very short. Maybe that's why I liked it. I doubt it though. He's a cool kid. And my other son, Sam, is switched on. I wrote a poem about Sam's car, and I'm not reading it because it's too funny. Sam's got his car's name is Lake. It's a cool car. Ghost. Are you here? Oh, wait, before I read this. This poem is for the literary types in the room, okay? So you smarmy, self-righteous, pretentious folks.